For those of you who don't know what the word means, it's an acronym for fresh off the boat, used to refer to Asian immigrants whose behaviors and ways of life derive mostly from Asia and differ very much from the Western world. I went to a high school in Korea where half the students were Koreans and the other half were non Koreans of all variety. And I was not aware of the word or even the concept of it till high school. While nobody directly said I was a fob, I heard plenty of "it is so fobby, I hate it," and this person's such a fob. Don't do that, you look like a fob, and all that stuff. Crazy thing is that it was only the Korean kids saying that. Even to this day, out of all the offensive and racist things I heard, no non Asian people would ever think to say that to Asian as an insult or even a banter. And think of the word's meaning. It's harrowing that Korean kids would look down on other Koreans for being less westernized out of all the things. It isn't to say I see no difference between the FOB Asians and more westernized Asians. It often happens in other culture, but does it really warrant the condescension though? In that high school, if you didn't wear Abercrombie and Hollister 8 days of the week, you were a fob. If you did not spend half your life outside Korea, you were a fob. If you weren't into certain bands and musicians, you were a fob. If you didn't watch certain TV shows, you were a fob. If you were not good at certain games, you were a fob. The word fob perfectly embodies their sense of cultural superiority they have over other Koreans. Worst thing is that I just wanted to be friends with those kids in my school and really bought into that. Except I didn't know what it meant not to be a fob. I moved to Korea when I was about 6 and lived in Korea till 19. So all I knew up to that point was Korean culture. I didn't even know how to pretend not to be a fob and spend the whole high school time feeling inadequate about myself and being ashamed of being a fob. I didn't know if it was the way I spoke, dressed, behaved, appeared, thought, combination of them, or all of them. I'd just be me, then the other kids already had an opinion of me that I had no idea how they developed or how I could even change. I'm grateful for my college experience because it dispelled my insecurity about looking like a fob real quick. I'm lucky to have met a rather diverse group of people in college, ranging from American students who never left their home states all their lives, exchange students from Singapore, Japan, Taiwan, France, England, Germany, and so on, Nigerian med students, Indian students, devout Muslims who never missed a prayer, and so many more. They were vastly different, but they all had one thing in common, that they were at peace with their backgrounds. It never occurred to them that someone would be ashamed of being like their culture. I didn't need to be proud of my heritage. I just needed to be at peace with it. Just being around a different group of people from ones I met in high school laid a solid foundation for my future change. In a way, I'm glad I did not know how not to be a fob in high school. I didn't grow up to be one of the people who pretend not to speak Korean well and mix English when speaking Korean, all while remaining inside a Korean social enclave. So being labeled a fob made me want to venture outside the Korean enclave, meet a variety of people, and help me grow as a person. So If you're in a similar situation as mine in high school, good news is that it'll be over sooner than later. You don't owe it to anyone to act a certain way. It is okay if you can't be proud of your culture because nobody gets to choose what culture to be born in, but at least just come to peace with it. The sooner you do, the better for you, and sooner you can start developing yourself rather than letting how others see you dictate your worth. Thank you for watching and see you guys later.